Hello, lovely. I'm so happy and grateful to welcome you to the Feel Love podcast. My name is Marta, and I'm the host of this loving space where I touch upon various topics pertaining to personal development, sex and intimacy, holistic well being, relationships, and how to foster unforgettable self confidence to get you to create the life that you love, and how this is all done with love. So, if you're ready to feel the love in every ounce of your being, I'm ready to light the way. Today's topic is self love through the lens of my experiences along my journey through the healing, through the growth, through changes, and so much more. But the first thing I wanted to start off with is wherever you are in your journey, and I guess we can really just say life, you are right on time. And there are so many choices that you could have made that would have led to different outcomes. But where you are now is where you're meant to be, because there's growth that needed to happen, which is why you are here. There are people that you needed to meet. There are experiences that you had to have, food that you had to taste, pleasure that you had to experience. And maybe it could have been different, but let us be here and just acknowledge and honor that right here is perfectly fine. So, on to my teachings or reflections, really, of my own healing journey. The first thing that I learned is that the ultimate form of self love is discipline. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really like the word discipline. It kind of makes me feel like I'm in the Navy, and that just feels really cold. Because if you don't have discipline, it's like you're weak, you're a failure. Um, it basically doesn't leave space for humanness, and we are in fact human. So I like to use the word devotion or dedication. Um, but just so you know, that's what I mean by discipline is devotion. And the reason why this is the biggest indicator of self love is because you have to give up what you want now for what you want most. It's aligning your actions with your value system, with your ambitions, with the best case scenario over just short term pleasure. And in some regards, it might seem healthy or easy. It's always healthy, but it might seem easy, like waking up an extra 15 minutes in the morning or taking the stairs instead of taking the elevator. But it's really hard when it's in the realm of the parts of you that need healing. So, for example, for myself, the dedication would show up to be the hardest in moments when I was being offered love, romantic love, but love nonetheless. After being starved and not feeling safe and not feeling heard and not feeling free, the little bit of attention that I would get from someone who wasn't necessarily what I was looking for would be enough. Because when you are starving, you don't care about having all your nutrients and making sure that you're satiated with like a nice macro split. If you're starving, that greasy pizza is going to do just fine. Or just the apple is enough. And if while you're watching this or hearing this on the podcast and you resonate with this, know that you're not alone. And it is one of the hardest things to not go back to someone despite knowing that they're not right for you. But it's something. And there's nothing wrong with you for slipping into that. Because I know it can feel like you've given in or even given up. But that's the best you could have done in that moment. And in time, when you give yourself that compassion that you need, an understanding of, I wouldn't be in this predicament if I had any other choice. Once you embody that, you're no longer battling the shame and the trauma. You're just meeting the wound with care. And that goes to my second point of self-compassion and self-forgiveness. You cannot build self-love on shame or guilt or anger or resentment or anything like that. Love can only come from love. And so when you find yourself doing things that don't align with your values, that don't align with the bigger picture you have for yourself, find forgiveness. Because you're human, we're human, and this is a journey. It's not one-stop shop. We are continuously learning and continuously growing. We are students forever. And with that status comes imperfection and confusion and the need for help and feeling lost and scared. So please forgive yourself for what you did when you didn't know better, or when you simply couldn't do better because it wasn't accessible to you. And it's okay if there are some choices that you made in your life in the past that you were super happy with. Like maybe an outfit in 2001 that was like totally rocking. But now as you look back, you're like, I would never wear that again. Now, obviously, that's on the lighter side of experiences, but allow the past to be a place of reference and not residence. Reminisce, reflect, when needed, learn, but then let it go. Let it be where it is in the past. Because where you need to be is here in the present, grateful, mindful, joyful, while also being aware of the future so that the now reflects what you're looking for as much as possible. Now, this teaching, I'm going to credit to my mom. And I'm very, 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 very grateful that she taught this to me at a very young age. And it was to never beg someone to stay or to love you, because that's not your person. You should never beg, manipulate, or force someone to be in your life. That's it. Period. If they want to be, they will be. If they don't, let them go. They will create space for what is meant to be in your life. And you deserve someone who aligns with your truth, who honors your truth, who sees you, all of you, and thinks you're absolutely beautiful. And it's not your role to control the outcomes of your relationships beyond being your authentic self and kind and respectful, you know. But everything has an expiration date, whether it's an identity, a relationship, a sandwich. Don't allow things that are no longer nourishing you to be what you consume. Life is abundant, and when one door closes, another opens. And I know that's cliche, I get it, but it is true. And that person, that experience, that place, that job was perfect for you at that phase in your life. But you've outgrown it. Just like when you're 5, you outgrow clothes and you can no longer wear those when you're 6 and 7 and so on and so forth. So allow yourself to grow and celebrate that. Mourn if you need to. Honor how you feel in the process of having to let someone or something go. And even honoring them. Welcome the new version of you that's coming and everything that's joining her. or him. Because in my experience, gratefully, it may not seem like it right away, and sometimes for a while, but whatever moves out of our life is replaced by something better. Because it matches the new elevated frequency, the elevated identity that we are embodying. And that is so beautiful. And if someone's meant to come back into your life, they will. But on to my fourth point. You will have to let a lot of people go that once held a very big part of your heart and have had a big part in your life. And it's no one's fault if you've outgrown each other. Romantically, professionally, personally. It's a part of the journey. And there may be feelings of guilt, of worry, of shame, of whatever, thinking, how can I let this amazing person go? Or, but they're my dad. How am I supposed to, just distance myself? Or all these external judgments coming through about what you should or shouldn't do with a certain person. And you're allowed to put yourself first. Actually, you're meant to. Because in doing that, you are still putting the other person first too. We are all one. And so when you honor your heart and what feels good for you, you're doing that for that person as well. You are making space for them to meet someone or many someones that are going to nourish them, because you're not. They may not know it, but what's happening is you're basically feeding them air that looks like a full course meal. It's empty. And that's what you're getting back to. Because what they're serving isn't what you're looking for anymore. Or ever. And the people pleasing aspect of you, if that's something that you struggle with, I can imagine kicks in real hard when there is this desire to let someone go that maybe for such a long time you push it down and push it away and pretend like it's not there. But that's only going to eat at you more and more, and it's going to hurt, and then the separation is going to be so much harder, because it's going to be so much energy that has built up during a period of time that's just going to explode, and they're not going to know where it's coming from, and you're going to feel so bad about it. And I know it's easier said than done, trust me, but honor that. And if you need help, if there's like that whisper somewhere in the back of your mind, like, yes, 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 I need help, reach out, talk to a friend, talk to a family member, seek therapy, cough, cough, book with me. But like, journal about anything. Just take this step, however small, is huge. That'll lead you in the direction of your heart. Because that's what this is all about. Coming home. The last part, last little teaching that I wanted to share with you guys was having to let go of parts of you and versions of you. Because as we heal, we shed those layers. We outgrow ourselves. And I didn't know that that was a thing, that having to let go of a part of ourselves was possible in the energetic spiritual realm. But it is, and it hurts a lot. If you haven't gone through it, you'll need tissue boxes. And if you have, you know what I mean. But for me, what it felt like was losing a sister, a daughter, a best friend, and everything that I knew. And I felt like I was obligated to hold on to her. A part of me that truthfully wanted to be let go. wanted to be set free so that I could also be free. And in that process, there was a lot of guilt at first of how can I possibly do this? I'd be abandoning myself, when the truth is I was honoring myself. Her, all of those past versions of me, and the one I was, the one I was becoming. And it's just become more and more beautiful. But please do that. Please honor yourself and grieve, truly process that separation. However that looks and means for you. Seriously, for me, it was a lot of crying. But for you, it probably will be a lot of crying. From a place of gratitude, really, for how strong you were, for how all those past versions of you never gave up, how every choice, whether it felt wrong or right at the time, ended up in some capacity being the right one. You're here. You're alive. And if there are days when you didn't think you would be, congratulations, and I'm proud of you. All of your versions deserve a standing ovation for that, because that's a big deal. You're a big deal. You are everything. You have the whole universe within you. And on that note, those are my teachings throughout my journey. My big ones. There's more. There's a lot more. But those are the main ones that I thought I felt called to share. And I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you resonate with these? Do you not? What are your big ones? Would you like me to elaborate on any of mine? This is our space, and your voice is welcome. In fact, it's encouraged. I hope you guys stay tuned for next week's episode. And while we're still here, I wanted to thank you for being present for this one. I hope that my words, my voice, my energy, and for those of you watching on YouTube, my existence, today but always, makes you feel the love.